Welcome back. The time is 9:36, and you're still tuned in to your home of humanitarian journalism, Salam Media. And right now, we'll be shifting our focus on the Bangladeshi and Mali floods, and we'll be getting an update from Zaheer Rajah. He's the Islamic Relief South Africa National Volunteer and Events Coordinator. Floods have recently devastated Bangladesh and Mali, displacing thousands of people and leaving communities in dire need of aid. And in a bit, as I mentioned, Zaheer Rajah, IRSA's National Volunteer and Events Coordinator, will be joining us to give us an update on the situation in both countries and what is being done to assist those affected, and most importantly, what you can do as a South African citizen, what you can do to try and contribute in whatever little way to assist those that have been affected by those floods. Zaheer is joining us via telephone. Zaheer, assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for chatting to us. Always a pleasure having you on the show.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're well. Jazakallah khair for having us again. May Allah Ta'ala accept, and Jazakallah for giving us this opportunity.
I mean, I think, first and foremost, if you can just provide a brief update on the current situation in Mali and Bangladesh after the recent heavy rainfall and flooding. I think we've all seen the pictures on social media, the videos doing the rounds, really, really devastating stuff.
Alhamdulillah, it's both Mali and Bangladesh are affected with severe flooding. I'm sure we've all seen it. It's caused by heavy rainfall. In Mali, over 69,000 people have been affected across around 17 regions. What about 33 fatalities and about 100 injured. So when we look at Mali, a lot of infrastructure has been severely damaged. Homes have collapsed with the floods, and many communities have lost their livelihood. So, for example, sheep and goats have all been decimated, and market gardens have been flooded. So we can imagine just the amount of devastation that's actually happening in Mali at the moment. In Bangladesh, on the other hand, is facing one of the worst flood seasons in recent years. In Bangladesh, we're looking at 5.5 million people who've been impacted. Again, a lot of buildings, bridges, all have been damaged, destroyed. Crop fields severely damaged. Districts such as Movi Bazaar, Chattogram have all been displaced. People are displaced. So we look at 5.5 million people, and with over 280,000 people forced from their homes. So again, I think if you look at Bangladesh, and Mali, both are going through a crisis at the moment due to the flooding. Access to basic needs like safe drinking water, food, sanitation, etc., is all limited. And Islamic Relief is trying our best to assist. Both countries are in critical need of humanitarian assistance, and we are there trying to see as best what we can do.
How is Islamic Relief responding to these crises, and how can people support the efforts to help those affected in both countries, Mali and Bangladesh?
So, Alhamdulillah, Islamic Relief is both active in Mali and Bangladesh. Again, when our phase one of Islamic Relief, when there's a disaster or crisis, it's always doing assessments. So in Mali, we've conducted need assessments in affected areas like Goma, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing those words right. It's Goma and Gosi. So Alhamdulillah, we rolled out an immediate food assistance program in Mali. So Alhamdulillah, we are already distributing food and cash vouchers, which will allow families to purchase food, etc. So again, items tailored to their needs. Additionally, we're planning a 3-month intervention to provide wash. So wash would be water, sanitization and hygiene services, non-food items, and shelter and protection activities for the most vulnerable families. So again, Islamic Relief is busy. We did assessments. We now look at a 3-month intervention, which is our phase two. So phase one is doing the assessments, providing the need at the moment, what is the current need, and then phase two is then obviously looking at long-term sustainable solutions to assist those affected who had lost homes or lost whatever it is. And we are also so when Islamic Relief does what do assessments, or we coordinate to see what the long-term sustainable action. We coordinate with local authorities and agencies on the ground to ensure timely and efficient support. Again, so Islamic Relief is on the ground, and we work with other NGOs on the ground to ensure that we get the best out of our planning and assessments.
mm, mm,
Um, when we're looking at Bangladesh, again, we are working to again deliver life-saving interventions. So with the rescue operations, we've distributed food packs, safe drinking water, mobile latrines, hygiene kits, cash assistance also to help families purchase urgent necessities. Obviously, looking at the given scale of the displacement and infrastructure damage, we are focusing on reaching the most vulnerable population who are stranded in. So many people are stranded in makeshift shelters. So again, like I mentioned, 5.5 million people in Bangladesh. We can just imagine the amount of crisis in displacement and worry that our brothers and sisters are going through. So again, Islamic Relief is there. We're trying our utmost best to support the people of Bangladesh and in Mali. For those who wish to support our efforts, donations are critical at this stage. They are really critical
mm,
at this stage, whether it's funding food packs or hygiene kits or shelter, whatever it is. You are able to contribute, helps provide immediate relief and long-term recovery. So again, phase one is to provide immediate need. Phase two is to start doing assessments of what the sustainable long-term developments will be, and then inshallah phase three is then to go about in what is implementing our findings from phase two, inshallah. So you can donate through Islamic Relief's website or get involved by spreading awareness about this crisis.
mm, mm. What would you say are, some of the key challenges in getting aid to these affected regions? Because I can only imagine some of them are really remote, roads and, other ways to get to those places might be really, really difficult. How does Islamic Relief go about it? And I think, people that want to donate would be really interested in how ultimately, the help that they're giving reaches the people that is meant to reach. I'm sure it's really complex, but you guys have done it numerous times. If you can just shed light on that and how difficult it is and how you mitigate some of the difficulties faced.
So Alhamdulillah, like I mentioned, Islamic Relief, we coordinate with local authorities and other agencies. So that's how we actually we get aid in easily. Again, Islamic Relief, because we Alhamdulillah we work very closely with the Work Food Program in the United Nations. So that's why we also have access into areas that perhaps other organizations don't have. And our relationship with these other organizations, that partner organizations, allows us to be able to maneuver the goods in, inshallah, through our partner organizations. And again, getting supplies from the country itself. So, alhamdulillah, Islamically, it's always our policy that when there's a crisis, we look from purchasing supplies from within the country again to boost the economy and to support local shops, local suppliers. So, alhamdulillah, I think with that, again, when we're doing our assessments and the planning, it's very important. Planning. So when we plan, we don't just plan for this when the crisis hits. We have already planned a long time ago. We have our disaster. We have our disaster plan all intact. And when a crisis like this hits, alhamdulillah, we're ready to respond. We already know the know-hows and etc. to get the goods in from our suppliers, etc.
Mm, mm. And just lastly, details for our listeners that want to get involved, that want to make a difference using the platform like Islamic Relief South Africa. How can they go about it? How do they contact you guys?
So they can visit us on they can visit our website www.islamic-relief.org.za, or they can visit us at our offices in Marencha. We've got offices in Durban, in Sherwood, in Cape Town, in Lansdowne. Alhamdulillah, you can also follow us on our Instagram pages. It's Islamic Relief South Africa, and you can see all our updates on our website, on our Instagram feeds. Alhamdulillah, the work that we're doing and what's being implemented. Alhamdulillah, it's updates put on our pages frequently. So yeah, just contact us, make a donation, whatever it is you can, zakah, lillah, sadaqah. You can also call us on 0800 111 and yeah, that's basically you helping us make a difference. And we cannot do what we do without our donors, without our volunteers, without the community and their support.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Zaheer, Rajah will definitely be leaving those details on our social media platforms for those that want to get involved. Always a pleasure chatting to you and us here at Salam Media. Really appreciate the work that you guys are doing all across the world to help those that are in need.
Shukran. Jazakallah. Thanks so much again for the opportunity. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept and make it easy for our brothers and sisters in Bangladesh, in Mali, and around the world who are going through some kind of crisis or whatever it may be. May Allah accept, inshallah. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I mean.